So here you really need to pay attention to what the problem's telling you in the instructions. And it's saying find GFE, so that's this angle here, the whole thing, if GFB is 57 and BFE is 25. So they want the whole thing if those two pieces are 57 and 35. So the two pieces, the angle addition postulate says that 57 plus 25 will equal the whole thing, and that's 82 degrees. So on the next one, it's also an easy one. Find GCD. So GCD is this guy right here. If BCG, which is this one, is 38 degrees, and the whole thing is 168. Well, in this case, they give you the whole thing, 168, minus the piece, gives you the other piece, which is 130 degrees. So there's the first two. So here they're asking you to find x, and IJK, which is the whole thing, is 60x minus 3, and IJC is 9x plus 5, so that's this guy right here, 9x plus 5, this little guy, and CJK, which is this one right here, from here to here, is 145. So we have the two pieces, the 145 plus the 9x plus 5 equals the whole thing, which is the 60x minus 3. Angle addition, the two small guys equal the big guy. So we have 9x plus 150 equals 60x minus 3. They just want you to find x here. So when you subtract 9x from here, you get that 150 equals 51x minus 3. When I add x 3 to that other side, it's 153. 153 equals 51x. When you divide by 51, you get x equals 3. So that's your third one. Angles. The next one, they also want you to find x. And if SRQ is 180, that's the whole thing, is 180. And SRN is this big piece here, is 161x minus 1. And the little tiny piece over here is 21x minus 1. We know that 161x minus 1 plus 21x minus 1 equals 180. So 161 plus 21 is 182. X minus 2 equals 180. When I add 2 to both sides, I get 182x equals 182, so x equals 1. And the next three, they want you to tell what kind of angles they are, and they give you the choices in the instructions. If they're opposite each other on an x, they are vertical angles. If they are on the same side on the inside of the two parallel lines, they are same side interior. And these other two, on number 7, are also opposite each other on an x. They are also vertical angles. And the ones up here is also across each other on an x. They are vertical angles. These generated randomly, so they happen to all be vertical angles, but you need to be able to identify any of them, okay? On the next one, you need to do your tick marks. The easiest way to do this is to make one tick mark these guys and two tick marks the other guys. So since the question mark is a 2 tick mark and the 88 is a 1 tick mark, we know they add up to 180. So it's going to be 88 plus x. We turn the question mark into an x equals 180. When we subtract 88 from 180, we get 92. This next one, when we do our tick marks, we realize that these two are both 1 tick mark. So 97 equals the x, and we have our answer right away because they're equal to each other. Number 11, we also know those two are equal to each other because they're 1 tick mark. So we know that 11x plus 3 equals 10x, and I think that's a plus 10. So 11x plus 3 equals 10x plus 10. Move this 10x over here as a minus. We get x. Move this as a minus 3, and we get 7. So x equals 7. And the last one, they're both on a straight line, so we know they add up to 180. Or you can do your tick marks. And that is x plus 189 equals 180. When I subtract 189 from 180, you have x equals negative 9. Make sure you know that that's a negative. The measure of the angle in bold is this guy right here. And we know that those two angles are vertical angles, so they're equal to each other. So we have 18x equals 17x plus 5. Move the 17 over here as a minus 17x. And we get x equals 5. And then we plug it into the 18. So 18 times 5, because 18x is 40, carry the 4, 90. And here you need to find the measure of x that makes those two lines parallel. Well, if they're parallel, we know that this is equal to that because they're alternate interior angles. So x equals 62. And we have two more of those. If they're on the same side interior, we know they add up to 180. And if you do your tick marks, you'll see that. So 11x plus 7 plus 10x plus 5 equals 180. And we have 21x plus 12 equals 180. 21x equals 168 when you subtract 12 from both sides. And then when you divide by 21, you get that x equals 8. Remember, if they ask for x, once you find x, you're done. If they ask for an angle, you have to plug it back in. These two are also equal because they're alternate exterior. So we have that 36x minus 2 equals 34x plus 2. When I move this over here as a minus 34, I get 2x. And when I add 2 to both sides, I get equals 4. So x equals 2. On number 17, they want us to find the measurement of angle B. And they're across each other on an x. So they measure the same. So it's going to be 36 degrees. B equals 36 degrees. And this angle here, this big guy and this big guy are going to be equal to each other. If you do your tick marks, they're going to be 1 tick mark. So we know that 50x equals 39x plus 33. So when I subtract 39 from both sides, 39x, I get 11x equals 33. When I divide by 11, I get x equals 3. And that's the end of this review packet.